Melinda, let's talk about what you think the digital asset treasuries really want these days. What are priorities, and do those priorities differ depending on the type of treasury that they are?
It's a very good question. It really does depend not just on the type of treasury, but also where they are in their life cycle. So at the core of what we're seeing in terms of demand, having a regulated custodian that meets the higher standards of security and has the right infrastructure set up to allow corporate treasuries to meet their compliance needs and their auditors' needs is key. So one thing that we see right off the bat often is segregated account infrastructure under custodian is key. So this is actually a part of being an OCC chartered bank. We need to have accounts that are segregated. They're never commingled or rehypothecated. That's all part of the standard regulatory setup with a bank. So there's unambiguous bankruptcy remote status with those assets. But in terms of facilitating the corporate treasuries that are taking the pipe route in terms of getting investor funds, those segregated accounts actually become critical to actually facilitating that process of taking investor funds. So investors' assets are held in segregated accounts unique to those investors. Those wallet addresses can actually be audited by the investors so they can feel comfortable throughout that whole process. We've also been able to facilitate unique structures where the accounts may be held in the client's name and have control agreements around them to give them extra assurances. But this is one application of the infrastructure early on that helps these digital asset treasury companies to effectively raise assets from institutions. From there, very quickly, the needs for execution starts to come up. And actually, there's a very good example of a digital asset treasury company called ProBTC. It's the one led by Anthony Pompliano. We helped them to execute a purchase of Bitcoin earlier in the summer. This is far ahead of the actual SPAC transaction. And their objective with that was to purchase Bitcoin at a moment that they thought was advantageous, and any potential gains that would come from that, they could offer to shareholders who would choose to go along and participate in the SPAC process, give them extra participation in the new shares through any potential appreciation from the Bitcoin. So we were very happy to partner with them to help them make that acquisition. Again, that is something we have an execution desk that can purchase large amounts. We can be very sensitive to making sure that flows are not communicated across the board, but execution is a key piece, whether it's early on and part of their strategy for coming to market with a successful SPAC strategy, or later on when they're looking to purchase and deploy assets into their treasury, we can help as well. And it grows from there.